Hello and welcome to this showcase and tutorial of the new Screenshot Toolbox, currently including the Bone Manipulator. This tool is used to quickly adjust the pose of animated characters, but can also be used on static weapons and vehicles. Firstly, it is important that if you work with characters that you set the animation first and then start posing it, to avoid double work. Then if we want to, for instance, pose this Russian soldier, we start off by pressing the bone icon at the top. And now we already see that the tool is telling us what to do. First, we will need a component on the entity itself. You can add these manually, but I already created the Create Component button that you can simply press. The system might ask you permissions to write to the file. You have to give the permission so I can edit the save file. Next, we need a working config. The config is where all edits will be stored. For that, you can manually assign it on the component itself, or you can simply press the Create Config button. There you will have to set the working folder where everything is saved. This will be remembered for the next time. Then you just type the name of the config you want. It will be created and registers in the back. And now you can start to work with it. But as you can see, the animation is gone. You can press play to fix this, or simply create a new track for it, which we will need later anyway. Now you can also select the scene where you want to create the track. We are in a tutorial scene, so we can select that, and the track will already be created for us. And now it is very straightforward. You simply just select the bone you want to edit, and now you can rotate it. The hotkeys are a little weird because we need to use hotkeys that are not already used by the workbench itself. So for instance, rotating is U, movement is I, scaling is O, and if you want to reset a bone, you can press J. And now, normally you would just rotate the bone because movement always looks a little bit weird, and especially scaling, but sometimes you need it. And let's say we do some edits. With escape you leave the edit mode of the current bone. So we can make some crazy edits here. And then if you want to keep these edits, you can press save edit, but if you want to reset everything, you just need to exit the tool by going to another tool. So I will press V to get to the move tool. And now you get asked if you actually want to save. You can press cancel, and if you go back, everything will be reset. And if you press save and then exit, everything will be saved. And this is pretty much it. Some things to mention. You can pose anything with bones, so static weapons, normal weapons and vehicles can also be edited. The bones, the views of it, will scale with the distance to other bones. This will lead to some problems. For instance here, these are actually two bones, but they are so near to each other that they overlap. So you will need to get very close to it to actually be able to select them. Then going back to a character, we have filter options over here. So normally we filter all face bones to keep the image more clear. And you will see that if you want to edit anything on the face, that it is very confusing to find anything. So this is where the filter name comes in. So let's say we want to only work on the eye. You can just type eye and everything gets filtered to only the eye bones. Works with everything, so we can type hand. And we have actually entered. And the hand bone gets filtered. This tool works nearly on anything. So weapons work also. So we can rotate the safety switch, we can move the slot of the magazine around. Everything works. Some caveats. Some turrets of some vehicles don't work, so we can actually rotate the turret of the LRV here. But we can't edit the weapon itself, where when we go to the BTR and we move this, we can rotate the turret and we can also move the gun around. So this isn't very consistent right now. And also other things that don't work, for example, are the rotors of the helicopter, so you still have to set them manually. They just do nothing. But other stuff on the helicopter work really well, like the switches you can set, the pedals you can move around. But you can also see that clearly they don't animate right, because they're just moving the bone around. So it might be worth just doing these over other components. But especially for characters, this makes everything really fast and easy, instead of using 20,000 manual bone manipulation tricks. I hope this was somewhat useful. If you have questions, just ask them at the Discord.